Suicide is the punctuation mark at the end of many artistic careers. Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Teen suicide is one of the biggest problems facing the U.S. today. According to teensuicide.us, suicide is the third leading cause for death among teenagers. Annually, there are 4,600 suicides amongst young people ages 10 to 24. There are as many as 25 suicides attempted. For one successful attempt, that means that there are almost 115,000 suicides attempted each year. There are 4 times as many adolescent males who commit suicide than there are females. By committing suicide, it is only a cry for help. It is the last resort to solve their problems. According to Phil Donahue, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Suicide can be caused by a lot of different factors. According to Michelle Moskos, expert on teen suicide, the cause of suicidal distress can be caused by psychological, environmental, and social factors. According to HealthyChildren.org, 90% of the time it is caused by mental illnesses. Some of the most common mental illnesses are depression, anxiety, and alcohol or drug abuse. You don't just wake up and want to die. David Rutter, former psychology department at Texas Tech University, said there are events in your life that make you more vulnerable. For example, look at 14-year-old Allison Freshman, who committed suicide because she had been bullied by her peers and even her family members. This eventually led to her severe depression, which went undiagnosed because she had nobody to reach out to. This girl did not decide to commit suicide for no reason. She was looking for an escape from all the brutalities and cruelties that surrounded her. According to teensuicide.us, kids who have mental illnesses are extremely hopeless, do not have parental support, or have a conflict with their parents are most likely to make a suicide attempt. In addition, kids who are bullied are 3 to 5 times more likely to have suicidal thoughts or make an attempt than those who are not. But bullying is rarely the only cause of it. There are almost other factors in it that causes the action. Most kids have apparent reasons such as humiliating events. According to Dr. Elizabeth Waterman, a clinical psychologist, she said that being rejected can be very painful because teenagers' biggest need in their life is peer acceptance. She also said that the feeling of being rejected brings up low self-esteem and hopelessness. There are a lot of factors that can lead to suicide. It is very important for us to understand the cause of teen suicide and find the right solution to fix the issue. Suicide has taken thousands of teenagers' life. Just look at Amanda Todd, who posted a series of flashcards on YouTube before she killed herself. She explained to everyone how for many years she had been blackmailed, bullied, and sexually assaulted by her family and even friends. Before she killed herself, people asked her, "Why are you even alive? The world would be a rare place without you." Eventually, the only thing she could turn to was suicide. Another tragedy that occurred was the suicide of Megan Muir. This 13-year-old girl committed suicide because she had been cyberbullied by many of her classmates for over a year. She was defeated by the overwhelming negatives of her life and decided to brutally end her life, as her friends verbally berated her by telling her just to go kill herself, and that you are worthless. She took it to heart. While people like Amanda Todd are being bullied, people do not regret it until the person has committed suicide. People just do not realize how strong words can be. According to teensuicide.us, even though teenagers may feel they want to die, at the same time many of them are happy when they discover that there are people out there who want to help them handle their issues. Fortunately, there are some good things that occur from people attempting suicide. The person who tries to commit suicide understands that there are people who actually care for them, and they realize how valuable life is. Often they do not realize the meaning life has on people around them. If their suicide attempt was successful, not only would they feel pain, but everybody else around them would feel as much as pain too. Pain not only occurs to the person committing suicide, but the worst pain is felt by the loved ones after the incident. Green. Eventually, many of them are able to overcome their problems. If they have someone to talk to, the chances of overcoming their problems are much greater. Also, people whose attempt is successful make others aware of what can happen if bullying or mental illness goes too far. It sets a drastic example of what words and illnesses can do. People who cause the problems are able to change, and it is less likely for an instant.
Parents should monitor their teens' dramatic changes in sleep, behavior, and attitude. For example, if your son or daughter's grades have not been as high as usual, or if they suddenly change how they act, then these changes should be addressed. Parents should understand their kids by talking to them more. If something had happened at school, talk to them and come up with the best solution to prevent any suicide attempt. If you and anybody is thinking about suicide, you can contact the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-273-8255, or the Teenage Suicide Hotline, 310-855-HOPE.
Just think, how would you feel if a loved one committed suicide because they were hurt from bullying or had a constant mental issue? You can change someone's life by just reaching out.